This is business news. The federal government has received 1.09 trillion naira from indirect taxes in the first 2 quarters of 2022, and that's according to data from the National Bureau of Statistics. Now, this represents 10.29% increase from 984.33 billion naira obtained in the first 2 quarters of 2021. Indirect taxes are calculated based on current basic prices. There are also taxes paid to the government by a producer or retailer and later passed on to the consumer. They include value added tax, VAT, customs, or import duties, among others. Now, these figures were revealed by the NBS in its recent Gross Domestic Product report, where it disclosed that the nation's GDP grew by 3.54% in real terms in the second quarter of 2022. Let's cross over now to the aviation sector, as the foreign exchange and fuel crisis that have plagued that sector seem to have led to a decline in the sector's contribution to the gross domestic product by 61.47%. The nominal GDP output of the sector crashed from 84.73 billion naira in the first quarter of 2022 to 32.65 billion naira by the second quarter of the year. Now, that's according to latest Q2 2022 GDP data from the NBS. There have been serious concerns over millions of dollars earned by foreign airlines operating in the country, which they could not repatriate due to the foreign scarcity. Domestic and international airlines operating in the country have been raising airfares and reducing flights due to these crises. In other stories now, the Director of Trade and Exchange Department from the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mrs. Ozoemena Nnaji, has revealed that diaspora remittances through the Naira4Dollar scheme stood at $2.4 billion in the first 8 months of 2022. Dr. Nnaji notes that the inflow has been strong, pointing out that in the entire 2021, remittances recorded through the scheme were a total of $2.9 billion, whereas 8 months into 2022, Nigeria had already recorded $2.4 billion. She also revealed that the Central Bank of Nigeria was considering improving the scheme to have a more streamlined approach, which would enhance diaspora remittances in collaborations with other government parastatals. Now, also speaking at the gathering, the Professor of Economics and Capital Market, Uche Nwaleke, called on the CBN to tinker with the scheme to increase its benefit and improve remittances into Nigeria by modeling it after the Pakistan model. Now, a 4-hour timeline for clearance of vehicles for complaint traders is sustainable. This assurance was given by the Controller Suleiman Bomai as he assumes office as the new area controller of PTML Customs Command. Controller Bomai, while taking over from Assistant Controller General Festus Oyedele, promises to sustain stakeholders' engagement in the command. TVC News correspondent Ifunaya Eze has more of this report.
At the handover ceremony, the new area controller, Suleiman Bomai, and the outgoing Assistant Controller General, Festus Okun, encouraged licensed customs agents, importers and freight forwarders to be compliant at all times, as this will guarantee them the full benefits of trade facilitation. They assert that the venue valuation policy and customs automation have made cargo clearance processes easier.
The revaluation is working, but I must add that it's also work in progress. And what do I mean by work in progress? When you have a project, you have to continue monitoring it, you evaluate, you review when necessary, and you make adjustments, you bring improvements. So that's what I mean by it's work in progress. But at the level it is now, it has really proved to be a versatile tool for the Nigeria Customs Service and the Nigeria as a whole.
We cannot say we are 100% automated, but at least we are 60 to 70%. And in automation, it's continuous. You see how we migrated from the Asikudia, now we can now see where we are going to.
Speaking on the command's revenue profile, ACG Festus Okun says that revenue collections have consistently been on the increase, while Comptroller Bomai promises to be strategic in administering the command.
I and my team have been able to raise the revenue profile of the command from barely 11 billion per month to about 27 billion being the highest.
21st century customs needs strategic communication. What I mean by strategic communication, whosoever you come across, it is diplomacy all the way. The idea that because you are on this uniform and you try and talk to your strategic partner, the way he will feel bad is not good. One, efficiency in discharge of our duties.
The importance of interagency collaboration and constant engagement to solve trade disputes and promote teamwork for maximum results was emphasized. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News.
And outside Nigeria, world stocks slumped today as the growing risks of more aggressive interest rate hikes in the United States and Europe inflicted fresh pain on bond markets and pushed the dollar to new 20-year highs just as recession fears mount. European stocks slumped to their lowest level in almost 6 weeks and were last down 1%. Now, U.S. stock futures were deep in the red, and Japan's blue chip Nikkei slid over 2.5%. Now, MSCI's Brondex index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan fell 1.9%. Japan's Nikkei dropped to 2.8%, while South Korea shared 2.3%. S&P futures were down a further 1.1%, having shared almost 3.4%, while Nasdaq futures lost 1.5%, with tech stocks pressured by the outlook for slower economic growth. In a bid to bluster its recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic, the government of Singapore earlier today announced new work visa rules to woo foreign talents into its labor market. The measures include a new 5-year visa for people earning at least 30,000 Singapore dollars in a month that allows holders to work for multiple companies at one time and grants their spouses eligibility to work. Among the other measures, some tech professionals whose skills are in short supply will, from September 2023, be eligible for 5-year work visas, up from 2 to 3 years currently. The new visa will be available from January 2023. And to wrap things off, oil prices on the international market rose almost 1% today as potential OPEC plus output cuts and conflict in Libya helped to offset a strong U.S. dollar and a dire outlook for U.S. growth. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude recorded a price surge of 0.27% to hit $93.31 per barrel. Now, Brent crude now sells at $101 per barrel, registering an upward price margin of 0.02%. Now, Bonnie Light's trading value is $100.70 with a price decline of 2.37%. Now, for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers offer $104.60 per barrel, recording an uptick in price of 0.56%.